There was a time, not all that long ago, when Charlotte was just another sleepy southern city. A time when the airport was small and not under constant construction. A time when people did their shopping uptown, and uptown's buildings weren't towering skyscrapers. Station wagons roamed the streets of Myers Park. The interstate system had yet to be developed, and the Queen City was pretty much just a dot on the map.
And when I took driver's ed, the only place we could drive a multi-lane highway was Independence. So everything you know now, from Monroe Road to Randolph to Raymer Road to Sharon Amity, were all two-lane roads at the time.
As the city began expanding, homes were being built, and it was around that time that a young property manager named Thomas Lawing was on the verge of starting something special.
And so somewhere in the late 50s, the owner of an apartment complex that he was managing said, "Tommy, if you ever pull out and do your own company, you can manage mine."
The Laureldale Apartments, which have since become condos, were built for troops returning home from World War II.
And that was the first project that my dad managed. He and my mother, Catherine Lawing, started the company. She was the bookkeeper, he was the president and the property manager. They were managing properties for individuals at the time, mostly apartment buildings.
Together, Tommy and Catherine had 3 children, Tommy Jr., Kathy, and Bob. Fresh out of NC State in 1971, Tommy Jr. went to work in the family business.
Somebody along the line said, if you found a job that you really like, you'll never do a day's work. Okay, I'm pretty much an example of that.
A few years later, younger brother Bob, also with a degree from NC State, joined as well.
We were doing a lot of multifamily at the time. In the 70s and even into the 80s, we're managing a lot of 100-unit, 150, even 200-unit apartment complexes.
Over the years, as the for rent signs at TR Lawing Realty evolved, so too did the business model. Apartments evolved into condos and eventually single-family homes.
The good Lord's been kind to us. The economy has been kind to us. This is a great market to be in. Charlotte itself is a great market for real estate to be in.
Serving as founder and president for nearly 40 years, Thomas Lawing Sr. retired in 1995. He passed in 2014. Brother Bob, who was senior vice president and also moonlighted as an NFL official for a dozen years, died after a long battle with cancer in 2010. But the Lawing family story doesn't end there.
So the summer before I graduated, my grandfather reached out and said, "Hey, you should get your real estate license, just to have it." He said, "I'll pay for it."
Joe Remsen, nephew of both Tommy and Bob, graduated from NC State with a degree in agricultural business management, but wasn't sure that's what he wanted to get into.
Had basically interviewed and kind of agreed that I was going to go work for First Union. And then Tommy and Bob reached out and asked if I would interview with them for a job here. And I looked at it, I was like, well, this is going to be a lot less than what I was going to make at First Union, but I kind of liked the opportunity. I liked the ability to kind of do different things. So I said, I'll do it.
Now going on 25 years with the family business, Joe has worked his way up to vice president.
I don't think I've let anybody in the family down, and I don't plan to start that now either.
And he recently welcomed a new addition to the team.
My favorite is the cabinet. It's the fridge.
Oh, well, I always was like, not gonna do the family business, wanted to be different. And then I came in, tried it, and was like, changed my mind. We're gonna stick with this for a while.
After finishing college last spring, Avery Remsen accepted a job as an assistant property manager, now working for her father, and in the process becoming the 4th generation in the family to work at Lawing Realty.
But so far it's been good. He has stopped paying for my lunches, which is a downside, but.
She started in July. I bought her lunch every day until, through the end of the year, and I made a decision that, hey, we've got to start paying for our own things.
And he stuck to that. Every time we go, I'd try and hide my card a little extra longer. It's like, you gonna get this one? He's like, nope.
I told her I'll not pay for lunch, but I'll continue paying for her rent, her car payment, her health insurance, her auto insurance, and the utilities that come with living in my house. I think it's fair.
I brought my own lunch today.
After more than a half-century in the business, and now at 74 years old, Tommy is finally ready to see what else life has to offer. He plans on retiring this summer.
It's hard to believe 52 years have rolled by. It really is for me. They roll by in a hurry.
He'll be turning the keys of the family business over to Joe.
I mean, there is obviously some pressure, right? I always know in the back of my mind that there's the 3rd generation is always key to failure in a family business, right? So there is that kind of in the back of my mind always.
The 2nd generation is retiring, the 3rd taking over, and the 4th already on board. Wonder what Tommy Sr. would have to say.
He would be very proud of that fact. That would make him very happy. We were very much family-oriented and family business type situation. I enjoy having Avery. It's another generation. It's another train of thought. The way that she does things is different than the way I did.
I know he's smiling because I think in his mind, this was kind of a plan of his, right, that he never shared. But I'm sure he's proud and happy that I'm stepping in. In all honesty, he's probably most excited that Avery's over there.
Renting Charlotte one house at a time. That's been Lawing Realty's tagline for years. They could add one generation at a time as well. For Caroline Impact, I'm Jason Terzis reporting.
Thanks for watching, and if you don't want to miss any more great regional stories, please subscribe to our PBS Charlotte YouTube channel.